Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. It is the grand finale, and it's pretty much just a little extra part. So one thing that I've been pretty much ignoring throughout this entire playthrough are the customizable characters. You can have two of these. I only bothered with one, and I only just wanted to briefly show this off, so I sort of just created something at random. I don't really know what this thing is I'm making. So I spent a while just trying to figure out what should I make. Realised the helmet and Boss Natta's face not really of any use. And for some reason Bib Fortuna isn't a face. It's actually headwear. What do you know? Did not know that. So you have a bunch of standard stuff, and you can also pick between several other characters. So eventually I went for the Jedi cloak. And I sort of just went through a load of faces, and I think pretty much all I did was just go through a load of stuff and then stop. That's pretty much what I did. So we go for the skiff guard. And you can change the weapon. It can be a blaster, a lightsaber, Chewie's crossbow, various coloured lightsabers, and eventually I just settled for green lightsaber. Okay. Change the colour of the arms. These are all based around, a lot of these are based around the characters that you've unlocked. More become available as you unlock them. The thing is, when it's in there, and just from things like arms and hands, beats me what they're supposed to be. You know, occasionally I can recognise them, but for the most part, beats me what characters I'm playing as. Especially this one. Oh, that's not a good look. That is not a good look. Oh boy. Well, there goes any family-friendly stuff in this episode. And you can also change the name. It took me a while because I couldn't quite... Eventually, I didn't want to just be called Stranger 1, so I eventually will gradually get there. G. F. Come on. D. Then I changed it. Followed by an E. No, we're not going to see this whole entire thing. Of course, I called it Deranger. No, I didn't. I eventually went for Derek, but I can't remember. I was like, how many R's are there in Derek, and is there a C in Derek? Eventually, that's what I went for. So I named him Derek. And what we're seeing now is I very briefly showed off Indiana Jones for like a few seconds in one of the videos, but I ended up having to restart the level. So we're going to see him instead now. So Indiana Jones is a character that you unlock by viewing the trailer for LEGO Indiana Jones in the extras room. Once you view that, you can go and buy him. And he's just your standard blaster character, really. Everything about him, unsurprisingly, is based around Han Solo. Most of his moveset is exactly the same. He has... he moves in the same way, like all of his animations and everything, the positions he does, the way he spins his gun as he puts it back. He's constantly got the grin on his face, just like Han Solo does. You know, it all makes sense. You know, he's Harrison Ford. You know, who else would you base him off of? His gun has some different sound effects, and he doesn't punch characters, surprisingly. He doesn't punch them, he doesn't whack them or anything like that. Instead, he gets out the whip, which I accidentally do on some of these Womp Rats. Yeah, I think it's a nice little touch. He doesn't fire... I think he fires actual bullets rather than laser blasts, which... He fires bullets, but they still explode into laser blasts. But for the most part, I think this is pretty cool. Starting to wish I used him a bit more. I think I did take him into one of the levels. It's just that I ended up... When I had to leave the level to restart, I wasn't Indiana Jones at the time. I can't remember who I replaced him with, but... I think that's what happened. Or not, maybe I switched to a ghost or something. Okay, so when you collect the mini kits, you can go in here. Eventually, try not to exit out. It's a bit delayed in this game. So this is all of them. Republic Cruiser from Negotiations. And literally I show, you can spin them around. It's every single one from every single level. All 36. The Gungan Bongo. The Royal Starship. Sebulba's Pod. The Naboo Starfighter. The Sith Infiltrator. Zam's Airspeeder. The Jedi Starfighter. The Droideka. The Republic Gunship. The ATTE. The Solar Sailor. The Dropship. The Emergency Ship. The Jedi Starfighter Episode 3. The Wookiee Cats. The Arc Fighter. The V-Wing. the Star Destroyer, the Sandcrawler, the Land Speeder, the Millennium Falcon, the Y-Wing, the TIE Advance, 8080, Snowspeeder, TIE Fighter, X-Wing, Cloud Car, Slave 1, Desert Skiff, the Sail Barge, TIE Bomber, the AT-ST, the Imperial Shuttle, and the TIE Interceptor from all 36 episodes. And that's pretty much it as far as Return of the Jedi, the complete saga goes. The hub world, this is the only outside area in this hub world, considerably smaller than the other games, and unfortunately Darth Maul can still deflect my whip. I'm surprised it's not just cutting the whip in half. But this didn't seem like enough. I also wanted to show off Derek in a level. So I saw this guy in here, whatever droid it just said this was. I decided to switch to him. Unfortunately, he's a bit slower than your average character. And he can't jump or do anything. I don't know what this guy is supposed to be. Well, he's a droid, but it did say his name and I missed the name. I thought I'd go into Escape from Echo Base just to showcase Derek. Stranger 2 is also there. He'll just be how I left it in the floating around inside that whatever it is. So it's going to be very quick. So with the other character, your created character, Derek here, he has a combination of many of moves depending on what characters you select. So again, I don't know who I've chosen here, but not only do I have thermal detonators. His double jump sort of sends him down. At first I thought I had Admiral Akbar, but I didn't, because he has like his dive attack also serves as a double jump. But no, I think he just has a regular Jedi's jumping move. And I'm guessing the result of the Black Hands, I've also given him Force Lightning. I guess that maybe that just comes default with Sith. I don't know if you can also use the Force Choke like Darth Vader, considering he's the one that has the... him and Darth Maul are the ones that have the Black Hands. And I'm pretty sure Darth Sidious's hands are never covered in gloves. Maybe he just decided to want to give you the Force Lightning, which is fair enough. I think Force Lightning is a lot cooler. It looks a lot better. And he has thermal detonators because obviously one of these characters combinations I've chosen must have been a bounty hunter, but I don't know which one. Is it the arms? Is it the body? Is it the belt? I don't know, but just electrocute Indiana Jones to death, and that pretty much sums it up here. When you leave the level, you won't be Derek. You'll be switched to the next character that's in the free play mode list. Okay, but since that's pretty much it for the complete saga, so I thought I'd take this time to showcase some of the little extra things in the first two games. So we start with Lego Star Wars, the video game. So this came out in 2005. And just a little fair warning on what's going on here. So because I have the complete saga on the Wii U. So by default, it's playing at 60 Hz. But because I own Lego Star Wars 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2, this being the PAL version, they're not games that support 60 Hz. So these games are actually running at 50 frames per second. And there's like a brief moment, short in a little while, where the frame rate does become quite choppy. And I'm guessing it's just the result of the export, because I'm still exporting it at 60 frames per second. Because, you know, that's what the complete saga is. It's a lose-win. It's a lose-lose situation, I guess. You either have one slow down or one sped up. I think it only happens for a brief bit in Lego Star Wars 1, though. For the most part, this runs fine. But it's just for this one little moment. Well, okay, I say a little. It lasts about half a minute. But for the rest of it, it's fine. The extras in Lego Star Wars 1 really aren't much. For the most part, they're just aesthetics. You have a mini-kit detector. You have the invincibility. They're the only two useful ones. You can have the silhouettes, purple lightsabers, but they're not any extra power. The fake moustache, and then you can change the appearance of your blasters and lightsabers, but it doesn't add anything to them. So you can have a broomstick if you want, but it doesn't make the lightsaber any better. It's not. Thankfully, it isn't like hitting a character with an actual broomstick. You can also do it with teacups. This affects both lightsabers and blasters, and this is where the frame rate starts to die, just like that. Yeah, it's gonna be doing that for about another minute and a half. Not minute and a half, about half a minute. I don't think I'd allow this to go for a minute and a half. It does recover after a bit. So this is Dexter's Diner. So we briefly see this the inside of this place in Attack of the Clones, and it serves as the hub world for Lego Star Wars 1. I'm not sure if it's probably smaller really than the complete saga, but that's also because we only have 3 episodes instead of 6. So you can collect a few studs outside. Every single one of those things I just broke, they give you 1,000 studs. I think this does as well. Characters, unlike the complete saga and 2, characters will never attack each other when you're inside the diner. They only ever fight outside. So you can go around and kill as many characters as you want inside the diner, and nothing will happen. They'll die, but that's literally it. Nobody attacks each other when you're inside the diner. Outside is when they attack. And you'll have, in addition to the Dexter there, who you can play as in the complete saga. He doesn't really do much other than punch, but you can play as him. But he's non-playable here. You can't ever play as the robot waitress. It's like, who I just associate with, someone to see you, honey. Jedi from the looks of him. Since that's all she does. Change the different blasters. You have a classic blaster, a big blaster, and a silly blaster. Look at this thing. It's ridiculous. I can't take Commander Cody seriously. I can't take him seriously when he skips like that, really. And then you have the 3 rooms. So we have Phantom Menace. Looks pretty much the same as the rest of the diner. Well, they're going to. Yeah, as long as there's only going to be much of a major difference about how the inside of the diner looks. I don't think this is how. I'm pretty sure this is nothing like how it was structured in why do I keep wanting to say Return of the Jedi for everything? In Attack of the Clones. And speaking of Attack of the Clones, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels this time, because Lego Star Wars 1 only has 17 levels. There's only 5 for Attack of the Clones. There is no Bounty Hunter Pursuit. It goes straight to Discovery on Camino. So you are skipping almost half the film, really. And Revenge of the Sith, for some reason, there's no lighting in here. I don't know why, because everybody still roams around. Nobody ever sits down in the diner, should point out. Nobody ever sits down in Mos Eisley Spaceport. Mos Eisley Cantina. And Darth Vader and that takes you to A New Hope. So you need all super kits to get to that. Darth Vader in this game controls exactly the same as Anakin would in episodes 2 and 3. So he does all of the spinny moves that we normally associate with Anakin rather than Darth Vader. And you can actually see the model of Darth Vader's head underneath the helmet. You can see the grey underneath it, only when it's like behind him. And these are all the vehicles, all the stuff that were in the mini kit, along with this thing. So there's no gold bricks in Lego Star Wars 1. Instead, we do have the true Genometer is still a thing though. And when you fill that up, at the end of the level you get what's known as a super kit. And there are all 17 levels have this. And very slowly you'll start to build the blockade runner thing from A New Hope. And I was devastated when I first got that. So I was like, oh my god, I can access A New Hope? I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be the whole thing. I thought, I'm pretty sure this is what Lego Star Wars 2 is for. And I somehow missed Droid Factory whilst 100% in the game as my practice run. I mean, it was pointless because all the mini-kits were moved in the complete saga. But somehow I missed Droid Factory. And that takes us to Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. But yeah, I got into episode 4 and I'm like, oh my god, this looks awesome. I just built all of that and now it's just been destroyed. Because I hadn't seen the films at this point. It's pretty much my earliest exposure to Star Wars. You know, I knew of them, but I wasn't really interested. I wasn't interested in anything that wasn't a cartoon for the most part. And I was like, I spent ages trying to get that. Do you know how many times I had to retake Theed Palace because I wasn't getting to 100. I wasn't getting the thing all the way up. I don't know how I wasn't getting the thing all the way up. I can do it very easily now, but I was like, I just spent ages doing that level, doing all the others. I finally got there and it's just been destroyed. Ugh. So this is the hub world for Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Once again, you have your customizable characters. I'm not sure if they can do all of the same stuff. I'm guessing they can. But I don't know. And then again, you can access episodes 4, 5, and 6. This time they have like a shutter. Just like in the complete saga, you do need to complete the first level of the first episode in order to unlock everything else. So we had to complete negotiations in LEGO Star Wars 1 and in the complete saga, and that unlocks the first level for all 5 of the other episodes. Same with this, complete secret plans. You unlock, you'll unlock Hoth Battle, and you'll unlock whatever Jabba's Palace. And once again, you have the bounty hunter missions. Oh, there are... Okay, so there's still a few frame rate drops here and there. Okay. It's just the result of the 50 Hz. I swear the game doesn't quite lag like this. However, I've had this game crash on me a number of times. Particularly in... I'm forgetting all the names now. Mos Eisley Spaceport. It was lagging quite a bit there. And because I never really saved the game after collecting the final gold brick, well, after building this thing, it's there again. I don't know why I didn't turn on the fast build again. This is the fountain you get after collecting all 99 gold bricks in this game, that I then lost thanks to Darth Vader. He wanted a rematch, even though he won. So let's try and take him out again. Oh no, it's the Emperor, not Darth Vader. Okay. Pay attention to Wicket here. I didn't notice this while I was recording. It was only while I was watching back. He's on the ground. And now he's sliding up there. What happened there? He just teleported. Anyway, this thing is much better. It doesn't unlock all the red bricks, but it gives you so many studs. And when you have your max stud counter out, it's great. The only problem is it still takes a while to get to that max stud counter because the prices are so much higher. You start with 2 million and then it adds that number million every single time. So it's 2 million plus 4 million, so 6 million plus another 6 million, 12 million, and so on, all the way up to 30 million just for the 10 times 10. It takes a very long time. It's the big problem, really, with LEGO Star Wars 2 and 1. But there isn't really any sort of grinding area here without collecting all of the gold bricks first. LEGO Star Wars 1, you had the opening of Darth Vader, because it gives you loads of studs, unlike in the complete saga, it doesn't give you any. And you can see like all the silhouettes for all the mini kits and everything. And for 60 gold bricks you can get Lego City, which is through that door there. I couldn't get any bounty hunters or anything like that around here, so I can't blow up any of these metal things. So Mos Eisley Spaceport crashed on me twice in free play mode. I think you just have to turn off all your extras. It's the only way to get to the Millennium Falcon section. And the super story in Return of the Jedi is flat out broken. At least on PlayStation 2. I think a lot of people have had this problem. Where it freezes when you get to the farming area on the Battle of Endor. Only in Super Story. So you need to get up to the gates. Don't worry about breaking open the panel for 3PO. Get up to the gates first and then you should be okay. But you got to do that as fast as you possibly can. And that's it. So that was the Mos Eisley Spaceport in LEGO Star Wars 2. I also had the this for the first time. LEGO Star Wars 1 actually crashed on me as well. I went back into Droid Factory just to finish it, and the game crashed. I don't get any love of these LEGO Star Wars games. I've had there's literally all 4 of them have crashed on me at some point now. I've had LEGO Star Wars 1 crash. I've had LEGO Star Wars 2 crash plenty of times. I had the complete Saga crash while I was going through, funnily enough, Droid Factory during the story mode in the Let's Play. And then I had LEGO Star Wars 3 crash on me a number of times while it's loading a new area. Complete with the Wii U once again going beep. I'm just gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if the Force Awakens decides to freeze on me as well. And you, Lego Batman, I'm watching you. Just make it a tradition. So this was the credits, just for because the very last thing I did was the super story for Return of the Jedi. This is just the credits that follow. The music in the credits is different for each episode. LEGO Star Wars 1, it always just plays Across the Stars. LEGO Star Wars 2, it will play the Battle of Endor. But for this, it does change with each credit sequence. Unfortunately, they don't exactly fit with the credits, and for some reason, it never plays Duel of the Fates during Episode 1's credits. It goes straight to Anakin's theme, and as such, you're pretty much listening to the credits theme almost twice by the time it's looped around again. And I don't know why, because it's weird how in the game you don't have like a vocal version where you hear them say corn on the cob. It's completely instrumental. I guess they couldn't get any licensing for it, so the same as here. But rather than play the instrumental version, it's just not there at all. And episode 2 will again be Across the Stars. Episode 3, I guess they did get the licensing for that eventually, because in LEGO Star Wars 1, all of episode 3's music is taken from the original trilogy. I don't think the film was out yet, or it had just come out, so they didn't have the licensing for the music yet. But no, in that we have Luke's theme. We have not Battle of the Heroes. Is it Battle of the Heroes? Whatever it's called. Yeah, Battle of the Heroes. That is the name. Complete with the vocals for that one. And I love that piece of music. And then we have episode 4's music, all of episode 5's music, Yoda's theme, Imperial March, Han and Leia's theme, and we have like the Battle of Endor, which is the only one I think that actually... No, I think that one does very slightly loop. It's episode 3 where it doesn't quite finish. All the others will very slightly loop. Episode 3's doesn't. I think it's in time with episode 6. Just like it was in LEGO Star Wars 2. I think that's the one it's in time with. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But then episode 3, it doesn't quite finish. But it's pretty cool. I wish the other 2 games actually did that. Sadly, LEGO Star Wars 3, they didn't bother using anything original. So you only hear the Clone Wars theme in the opening titles. Every other time, it's just the standard Star Wars theme. And even the credits, it just plays Across the Stars again. Which again is a bit of a shame. But overall, this game, it's good. My main issue is just 100%ing it. Because you have to play the game 4 times. You have to play it for story mode. You have to play it for free play mode. You have to play it for challenge mode. And you have super story. It's too much. That's my only real problem with this game. It's just too much. Yeah, I kind of wish that they just stuck to like LEGO Star Wars 2, have a separate True Jedi for story and free play mode. Because the challenge mode, I think that's in the PSP version of LEGO Star Wars 2. Pretty much the equivalent of the use old save function. It unlocks more characters when you complete it. Challenge mode doesn't unlock anything in this. It's just for 100%. I'd probably say play it on the HD consoles because it looks a bit better. There are times where the frame rate does dip a little bit, mainly defensive because cheap, but it still runs perfectly fine. It's a LEGO game. It's not going to be graphically intensive. Oh wait, LEGO Star Wars 3 is a LEGO game, and it's quite graphically intensive, and even died down on the Wii. That game lags. So we'll forget that. There are handheld versions. I hear they're not very good, so I would ignore them. And really, this is the way to play LEGO Star Wars. You don't really need to bother with LEGO Star Wars 1. It's all much more simplified because it was the first game. LEGO Star Wars 2 really did improve on it. But really, when you have this is how you play LEGO Star Wars. Just add The Force Awakens on top of that. So the title is misleading, sure. It is now anyway. And I still laugh how there are still DVD releases that say The Complete Saga and only have episodes 1 through 6. When we now have 4 other films. And the 5th one is coming, and the next one is coming out later this year, episode 9. And it's going to keep going. I know this commentary has mostly just been me ranting about the idiocy of the phony Star Wars fan base. I don't wish to keep criticizing the fan base because the fan base are a lovely group of people, most of them. It's the ones that aren't actually fans but are frequently called or claim to be fans despite, they're the complete opposite of what a fan is. And you just get like a little image of every single level. Even the remakes and the old versions of the levels. Yeah, this game, repetitive it is, just for a story mode though, it's pretty good. It's very simple. It's very easy. But I'd still say that this is quite an enjoyable game. So, next up, however, we're going to be returning to the Sonic the Hedgehog retrospective with the PlayStation 2 and Wii version of Sonic Unleashed. We finally see that 100%. So I will see you guys then.